I mean, I would remind people that I was, half a Robin Hood. That Robin Hood stole from the rich and gave to the poor, and I stole from the rich and then I kept it. And, they call him a hero, and they didn't say that about me, which I think is...
Wait, why were you Robin Hood?
Well, he's half Robin Hood.
Oh, I used to rob banks. I thought you knew that. No. Oh, I used to rob banks, by the way. When I was young, I was 26, but I used to rob banks. Yeah.
Wait, literally?
Is this a real thing?
Huh? I thought you knew that.
You didn't know this?
Thank you.
Wait, you guys thought he was bullshitting?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no, I was a very famous bank robber.
This is an infamous.
Gangster.
Infamous,
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
How do you rob a bank?
Yeah.
That's what got complicated.
Okay.
That was really hard for them to know.
And that's
then
the tough
how
part of
much,
bank robbery.
that's where things got really tough. And so a deal was made with Chael and the government. A deal was made, and Chael quit robbing banks in exchange
For information.
Well, but it was only on myself. Yes, it was only information on myself. Though I know who D.B. Cooper is, and I tried to barter with him. They weren't interested.
How'd you meet D.B. Cooper?
My sister's godfather. My parents grew up with him.
Wow.
He's dead. He passed away. But his wife is back in town.
Where did he go?
This is all true. I thought you knew these things. I'm sorry. I thought this is why you knew. I thought you knew all these things.
Where did D.B. Cooper go?
You didn't know I'm a famous gangster? You didn't know that? They call me the American gangster. Bank robbing is very complicated. I mean, if you put a mask on, you go with a gun like some schmuck. I did this with a pen. I never even stepped foot in the bank. Took them for millions of dollars. These are very bad people, by the way. These are terrible people. Terrible people.
Yeah.
They took my grandmother's property and tried to say that she refinanced and that she owed it and blah, blah, blah. They got her to sign. She was at a diminished capacity at best. She was 86 years old. She was a little old widow. They were providing her company. Some guy, and he brings her papers because they're signed. They try to take her farm away.
Whoa.
And they said that. They told that to my family. When we say she's 86 years old and she never even took the money.
Wow.
My grandfather had the deed on this long before he died, which was before I was even born. They said, well, she signed for us. They said, oh, that's the game we're playing.
So then
you
you
get who to
said,
sign. I got pretty good at getting them to sign. Oh, I got it all back. She died in that. She died in that farm. Not only she died in that farm, she had a Cadillac in the garage. That was because of her grandson.
Damn.
You are a gangster.
I am Robin Hood, like I said.
Yeah.
It was half of a Robin Hood.
Yeah, you're half a Robin Hood.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
That's how they signed. I mean, that's why
I don't know what's going on.
No, this is true. I read it in Forbes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, man.
Pretty interesting guy you got here today.
Governor Chael.
Pretty interesting for a Canadian.
Yeah, dude. You Canucks, man. This is wild. Just a book of secrets.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Chael, I'm definitely going to watch you on the way out.
I was on probation. I met my wife. My wife is freaking hot. You should see this girl. Oh, this is a bomb.
Oh, let me
this
see.
is just, this is, I'm telling you, like way out of my class. Oh. So I meet my wife, and I never really had a girlfriend.
You're going through this man's text? That's
Brittany Hottie?
crazy.
Yeah. Is she on the phone?
Yeah.
Did she text me?
Yeah.
Is that your phone or his phone?
Oh, is that my phone?
Yeah, it's your phone.
There's probably nothing inappropriate.
You thought I was looking at my own
Was she
phone going, Brittany Hottie?
Was it Brittany Hottie?
We named her the same. What a coincidence.
So that was, oh my God. I feel like people missed that. That was fire.
Just you.
I meet this girl. This is like my first girlfriend. She thinks I'm a cool guy, right? She thinks like I'm this, and I don't know why she thinks I'm this cool, but I'd never really had a girlfriend. I didn't really know much about women, so things are going very well. It's time to meet the parents. So she says this thing, I'm going to meet her parents, and they live in Vancouver, I live in Oregon, but there's just a bridge. There's a little bridge that separates these two states.
Canadian?
Yeah, not that Vancouver. Vancouver, Washington.
Oh, okay.
And I'm in Oregon, but there's a bridge. Well, I'm on probation for robbing the banks. So I can't leave the state. I can't go across this bridge without written permission, and this is set up for a Sunday. So the federal office is closed. I can't go get this. So I can't go meet her parents. So I'm explaining to her, wait a minute. I'm good for the lunch. I want to meet, but they got to come here. And she's like, no, they've already got it set up and we're going over here. And my family goes, I said, no, you've got to come over. You have to come over here.
Did you have like the ankle bracelet?
No, I didn't have that, but I had everything short of that. I mean, a guy that would come over to the house and he'd knock on the door and then he'd check, make sure you don't have any guns, you don't have any blow, like stuff like this. See who was in the house. And so...
But you don't cuss, huh? Quite
and I had to tell her, and I was saying, well, I can't go. And so I finally had to come clean. I said, well, I'm on the probation for the bank thing. So she calls her dad, and she goes, hey, you got to come here. And the dad must have said, why? And she goes, he's on probation. And so the dad must have said, I can't hear it. I'm just standing there in front of him. And she goes, what'd you do? And I said, rob banks. She goes, robbing banks? She just repeated all. She was like so young and innocent that she didn't really know what I was saying. And we all went to the lunch.
He came anyway.
He came anyway.
Did he have any questions?
No, he was fine with it.
No questions.
I swear to goodness. He actually said to her, cool. He paused.
I mean, if there's one fucking...
and he goes,
if there's one felony,
It's the coolest
that
crime.
we're
That's the
okay
coolest one.
with.
It's the coolest crime.
It's robbing, the people that we already feel like we're being robbed by.
scumbags. Yeah.
Yeah.
They really were.
And the people that robbed him first.
Yeah.
They tried to rob your family.
Yeah.
So you're just getting a get back.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is just the plot of Hell or High Water, but I like
it does
what I'm
feel a
hearing.
lot like that.
Yeah.
Was there
But
really?
I didn't know that she didn't know. I didn't know that she didn't understand what I didn't know that she didn't even know these words that she was repeating.
But wasn't
on
that
the phone.
refreshing?
Yeah. Oh, it was. She
Like
was
you're so
sweet.
innocent.
Yeah,
You
she
don't
was
know.
so
You haven't
nice.
been with bad guys
She
like
didn't
me
even know.
before.
And her dad
Yeah.
literally paused and goes, "Cool." And they came over and we went and.
Can
we
you
had lunch.
travel internationally?
I can now. At the time, I had to have and I was supposed to fight Anderson in Brazil, but it's called a once in a lifetime opportunity. So you can petition the courts, and I did. And my probation officer, this evil witch named Eileen, said
Eileen.
no.
Hate her. Yeah.
She said no. I had to go over her head to a federal judge who said yes. Good luck.
And then you went over there.
Well, they ended up moving the fight to Las Vegas, but it was supposed to be in Rio,
In
in Rio
Rio.
de Janeiro. Yeah, we were gonna go over there. I had to have the probation officer said no.
Chael, I have no fucking clue if you're telling me the
8.8
truth.
million.
or
You
not.
got to go
Truly.
back to her bank, right? She was forcing
How'd you
me
rob
into
a
a
bank?
life of crime.
You didn't go in with the ski mask or anything like that? You like
No,
found...
that's poor man's work.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What did you do?
They call it money laundering. I don't actually know what that means. If I'm to be fair with you, I don't actually know what money laundering means.
Okay.
But apparently I did it. And I did lots of it.
Were you doing it for a group, the mafia per se?
No, but I got tied to that. They accused me. They accused me of such things. They accused me of terrible things.
How are you
they
getting the
started
money to
accusing
clean?
me of a bank,
Yeah.
and then it was 4 banks.
Oh.
What did you
then
do?
It was 7 banks.
Wow.
It turned out to be 11 banks. They
Holy
started at
shit.
1.8 million. They moved it to 2.6 million. They went to 9 something. They settled in at 15.2 million. Like it got very complicated. Then cryptocurrency came into it, and they didn't know who had what. And then they started checking passports. And I had been in a bunch of different countries, and it just got really complicated. So then we made a deal. Let's just stop. Everybody stops. Whatever you've done in exchange for whatever you have in motion stops, and you go home.
Jail time?
No jail time.
No jail time?
$10,000 fine. $15.2 million for a $10,000 fine.
But did you have to give back the money?
Because of the Robin Hood. No, $10,000 fine.
That you paid with the money you laundered?
With the very money I stole.
And no one served jail time. No accomplices. No one that
You
you
didn't
worked with.
snitch on anybody.
How old are you? Sorry.
No, I have a guy. There was a guy. There were several people that did time, and one guy had told someone in the group that I had rolled on, but I never did. He was wrong.
How old are you?
Never rolled on anybody. At the time, I was 26.
And now you are.
45.
And you were fighting while you were robbing these banks?
Yeah.
And they had cryptocurrency in 2002, 2003.
2008.
That's okay. The math is.
And you didn't...
the math is not mathing right now because you're making 31 in 2000.
Well, I'm telling the story. I know where your math's at. I see the problem with what I said. Well, no, I didn't say that this is what happened. I said this is what they were accusing me of.
I knocked my mic off, I think.
Yeah, no, I see the problem.
My mic off.
Nah, you're good. You're good.
You know, I had a grappling match. Hey, you want to
I
hear a
think
funny
this is a
one?
grappling match.
Yeah.
Back to
His
Brian.
whole combo. I was
Back to
like,
the guy
yeah.
Brian I was telling you about.
Yeah,
The guy
Brian.
Brian. I had a grappling
Yes,
match.
Brian.
And Brian makes
Yeah.
friends with this guy in the bar, and the
Yeah.
guy ends up hanging out with us the entire night, and
Yeah.
he tries to get us hooked. And this is in 2011.
Is this the usual suspects? Like, are you just making the whole thing up?
Yes.
It's all true.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
true.
And there were some palm trees. And,
Yes.
Yeah.
And this guy tries to get us hooked up on something called Bitcoin. And it was $146. And we were like, oh, what can you do with Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You can't do anything with that. And he's like, oh, there's this website, and you can go to it, and there's certain coffee shops that are, we sat there and told him basically what a fool he was. What a fool you are. It was $146 per Bitcoin. He was online, he was showing us about it. Yeah, it's 2011. So
Wow.
For Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And what does he have now? Is he doing all right?
oh, that guy probably is. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, if he held on to those. That'd be hard, though. You know, there was a bunch of people that said
You're
they
going to
bought
sell
them
it
for
10
40
grand.
That's
You're going to
exactly
sell it
right.
15. Like, imagine you bought
Those
something
guys
for
were
100.
liars. Yeah.
You're going to sell on the way up. If you double up, you'd sell.
It's 100x. You're like, it's pretty good.
Those
Yeah.
guys were liars that said they bought it for 40 cents and sold it 20,000 in the height of November of 2017. It's like, you did not.
How do you
bought
rob
it
a
for
bank?
40
Tell us
cents.
how to
You
rob
saw
a
it for-
Yeah, what did you do?
This was called money laundering.
Yeah, tell us how to launder money.
Well, it was just.
You need
it
to
was
get
just
the
through
money to
pimps.
launder it.
Yes.
So
Well-
how are you getting the money?
I mean, I made a deal. And my deal was I say I robbed the bank. They let me go home.
So you can't
So if
really
anybody
talk
ever
about.
asks me, did you launder the money? Even though in truth, I don't even know what laundering means. I say I did. I have to say I did. And they let me go. They did their end of it. They let it go.
So you got to hold up the deal.
I moved on with my life, got my hot ass Brittany, kept all their money. I mean, really? How do you let a 26-year-old go and take all your money? You just let him go home. He just goes on and has a great life. He's off fighting for world championships and talking about the Bellator Grand Prix. I mean, I really feel like somebody must have been asleep over there, but that's the deal we made. Wow. So when you ask me if I laundered money, I tell you I did.
Chael.
Evil laughs are awesome.
Sonnen.
This is all interesting. And the DB Cooper story was true, by the way. I mean, I like throw that in on the back of telling you a bunch of other wild and crazy stories, but like those are all of the interesting things of my whole life. But all of those things
You know the DB
happened
Cooper
in my
story?
life.
No, who's DB Cooper?
DB Cooper is the most famous hijacker of all time. He hijacked a plane that left Portland, headed for Seattle, and he handcuffed himself to a flight attendant. Then he opened his briefcases before he had metal detectors and stuff to get on airplanes, and it was what he led her to believe was a bomb. So he had him set the plane down, bring $200,000 in cash and 2 parachutes. So they took the plane off. He took the money, put one of the parachutes on, and jumped.
Oh, and they never found him.
Never found him.
Never got found.
And you met him.
Yeah, no, he's my sister's godfather. Yeah. Yeah, just a regular guy.
Not your godfather too?
No, just hers.
But your parents know him.
But
Yeah.
why?
He's dead now. He's dead now. But yeah, it was a big deal. It was a big deal at the time. Then like every 10 years, somebody comes out with a new story on DB Cooper. Netflix just came out with one. They never have any new
Chael
information.
Sonnen just came out with one.
Well, they never have any new information. It's the same information. Then you get a
Can
new
you drop some
producer
new information?
that comes along. Well, there was a couple of things, which is the flight attendant said that he was Hispanic, and she told that from day one. And the FBI was putting out composite drawings, and they always had her as a Caucasian. And she would tell anyone that would listen, which wasn't very many people. You know, there was no internet, there was no Facebook back when this happened. She had a hard time getting an audience, but anybody that would listen, she said, "I don't think he's Caucasian. I think he's Hispanic," and he was Indian. So I mean that she was very close on her ethnicity.
Let's fucking go.
So he had some of the dark features. You know, I think he had on like a fake mustache or something along
pseudonym.
these lines. Yeah, and so, but that was one of them. And then a big thing when they never found him and they never found the money. They tried to say, well, he would have died. He jumped into this forest, and between the wolves and the bears and the fall itself, he would have died. But what they didn't understand is, and it relates back to his ethnicity of being Indian, is that was all government land, tens of thousands of acres.
Native
Other
American.
Indian.
That backed to native land. So he jumped into his own backyard. He jumped into where he camped so he knew exactly where he was. And the FBI spec, when they never found him, they tried to sell it on the world. He might not have even made it out. And I think he had a motorcycle. That part is me making that up because he used to race motorcycles. I think he had a motorcycle down there and drove right home. It was only a 3-hour drive.
Did you speak to him since the...
I spoke to him many times. Yeah, I wasn't even born until, 27 years after this happened. He was my sister's godfather, yeah.
And how was it disclosed to you that he was DB Cooper?
Well, my aunt told me. My aunt told me that he was DB Cooper, and my aunt asked him. They're from a really small hometown. I mean, maybe I jumped in a little late on the story. They're from a very small hometown. Like, for example, there was 13 people that graduated in their class. They played 5-man football. It was a really small hometown. Most of them had never been on an airplane. A lot of them had never even seen an airplane. This guy was taking skydiving lessons. Like you had mentioned that to the group. This would be the hottest thing from this town. You're jumping out of an airplane. And he didn't tell anyone. Saying these very private lessons. And so they found a photo, and then they had to ask him, and he finally copped that he was. And it was just, the whole thing was weird. It was like, why wouldn't you tell us that? And then the whole DB Cooper thing happens. They come up with a composite picture, and it looks just like him. I mean, all the dots start connecting. And my aunt said to him, "Are you DB Cooper?" They were having dinner, Lee's Kitchen at Tualatin, Oregon. And he said no. He said no, but everything got weird. The whole table got really weird. It was my mom and dad, my aunt and uncle, he and his wife. So a couple of days later, he went over to my uncle's house, and he said, "Hey, about what she asked me." And he said, "She's not the only one that's put this together. The FBI's already been to my house." So he went into hiding, which all he did is went to Arizona. But it was a very different time back then, right? You could rob a bank and move 2 towns away back then and live the rest of your life. You put a bed, little handkerchief, you'd never get caught. So he went to Arizona for about 7.5 years, and he came back. He ended up passing away about 4 years ago.
Did he live Was he like pretty rich?
No, that was another thing. Is he had a minimum wage job. He was a night watchman, is what he did. But then he came into they were into shotguns. He came into these over-under shotguns that were expensive, and some four-wheelers and a motorhome. There just started being these toys all of a sudden that popped up. And my parents had known it was like, hey, wait, where's this coming from? And he told them that he got Indian money. He said, because I'm Native, every year I get money, which is true. He had enough Native blood that he was getting, but then that came out too, and that was $1,200 a year. So it just didn't cover the spread, and they're like, DB Cooper.
And the FBI visited him, but never could pin him.
They went and knocked on his door. Yeah. They searched the house the whole bit. They never pinned it on him. No.
Wow.
No.
Where is Jimmy Hoffa buried?
Isn't that an interesting one? What do you think about that? Do you follow the Hoffa thing?
No, but I'm assuming you are family. to family.
Yeah, you were involved with it.
No, I don't know, but I watched that. What was it called? The Irishman? Is that what it was called with De Niro? And I thought it was good. I thought the Hoffa story was a good one.
I read a book years ago where a guy said they aced him out and then buried him under the Meadowlands, under the 20-yard line, the old Giant Stadium.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the whole...
It could be. I mean, they'll tell you people aren't above the law. Oh, yes, they are. There's a lot of people above the law, for sure. I mean, but Jimmy Hoffa was one of them, or whoever took down Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, you got this Giselle, whatever her name is, and, the Epstein Island and that whole thing, and they're not looking at the list, and there's people that are above the law.
Oh, Ghislaine
she
Maxwell.
would be there you go. But that would be a great example. Like, whatever she knows and whoever she knows,
Were there
well
people,
above the law.
people in your town that you grew up with, or anyone in your family that was connected to like organized crime back in the day?
No.
No?
Was your dad pissed when he found out that you were robbing the banks?
No. He told me don't ever rob anything small. It's the same crime. It's going to be the same punishment.
That's right.
If it's something
Over
little or
$5,000
it's the same
or whatever, it's the
punishment.
same punishment.
Yeah. But he'd passed away. He didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so that was before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Would you have done it when he was alive?
No.
A lot of admiration for your pops, huh?
Yeah.
Oof.
But I was in his spot. It was his mom. It was my grandma. It was his. I had to do it because he wasn't here to do it. Yeah. If the banks would have taken from her what they...
He would have done the same shit.
Well, he'd have done something. Yeah. But he wasn't here, so I did it.
What about a movie, Chael?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. You got an interesting story.
I don't know. Well, maybe someday, huh? Maybe someday.
I thought they made it. It was called Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, you got a lot of
Great
good...
one.
It is a good movie.
Yeah.
It's a great one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they stole a lot of your life. These
Yes.
sons of
Yeah.
bitches.
It's pretty good. He tells you how he's going to tell the
Yeah.
story, and then he tells you the story.
Yeah.
It still works.
It's true. Yeah.